Just a few short days ago, we said this. AB 2179 is going to extend some rental protections, potentially, if it's passed. AB 2179 was signed into law on March 31st, 2022, keeping up with the tradition as they did for all the other eviction moratoria in passing at the absolute last minute. Now, despite the timing of this being released on April Fool's Day, this is not a joke, and we're going to show you an infographic exactly what this means for California landlords and California tenants going forward with AB 2179. Hey there, Christian Walsh, real estate agent with Wire Associates. We've been there since the beginning, helping tenants and landlords in California and beyond understand the eviction moratoria. AB 2179 is probably the last extension for an eviction moratorium in the state of California. A few important points. If you're watching this video, it is too late to apply for rental assistance. The California Rental Assistance Program has officially closed as of March 31st, 2022. This law will have an effect on some of the remaining local eviction moratoria. Some will be able to stay, for example, the LA City eviction moratorium, but it looks like the Los Angeles County eviction moratorium is in jeopardy. We will release some additional content for landlords and tenants so they know exactly what's going on with the LA County eviction moratorium. As I always say, I can't give tax or legal advice, but for the most honest and up-to-date real estate advice, subscribe to this channel. If you're ready to dive into what AB 2179 means for California landlords and California tenants, hit that like button. And let's get started. Let's dive into this infographic that we created to help explain where we are and what AB 2179 does. So this also includes some of the protections from AB 832 that we've been experiencing before AB 2179 extended the protection. So I'm going to show you. At the top here, we have it divided into quarters. So going back from October through December, January to March, April to June, and July going forward. So there's a lot going on. Don't get lost. I'm going to carefully walk you through this, but I think this is an easy way to see what's going on. The AB 832 protections ran all the way through March 31st, 2022 and started in October of 2021. AB 2179 passed just in the nick of time, is taking over for April 1st through the end of June. What does this mean for landlords and tenants? Well, let's run through the list here. As mentioned in my last video, evictions have been moving forward. A lot of people didn't seem to understand that after September 30th, 2021, when we rolled into the next period under AB 832, evictions could move forward, and that means at-fault evictions. So if somebody had an extra roommate or there was criminal activity or committing waste, everything except for non-payment of rent, that was treated separately. We're going to run through that. So as of October 1st, landlords, unless there was a local eviction moratorium, could move forward with at-fault evictions, and those have been going on. Same thing with no-fault evictions. So a landlord wants to move family in, they also want to do a major remodel, or if they're exempt from AB 1482, they didn't need a reason at all to terminate a tenancy. So that's been going on, and that will go through AB 2179 on in through unless there's some major change coming up. So those evictions have been moving forward. Here's where the protections were. So there was no eviction for the non-payment of rent if COVID was the reason for the non-payment of rent. This was set up by AB 832. We moved from a 15-day pay or quit notice that essentially did nothing into a 3-day pay or quit notice that started October 1st and has been running through March 31st. The 3-day pay or quit notice said that you couldn't be evicted if you applied for rental assistance, and that's what's reflected here. So any tenants who weren't paying rent because of COVID were protected going back, and they're continuing to be protected. Now, what does this star mean? The star means that in order to keep those protections, and those protections will run through the end of June 2022, you can see it in my infographic, the tenant must apply for rental assistance. And under AB 832, we had a special category created of non-paying tenants, and it was non-payment of rent, and it didn't have to be related to COVID at all. Under AB 832, the law said that a landlord could not evict without first applying for rental assistance. If the tenant also applied, then the landlord couldn't evict. And this was no matter whether it was due to COVID or any other reason. They didn't feel like paying, they ran out of money, etc. A landlord could not evict. So we have that special subcategory for no eviction for non-payment of rent, but not related to COVID, kind of a limbo category. And it is entirely possible that as long as that person has applied for rental assistance by March 31st, which they would have needed to do to keep this protection, that they will be protected through the end of June as well, unless the money runs out or unless they're denied a claim. Now, here's the new thing that AB 2179 is bringing to play, and this is anybody who does not pay rent April 1st, 2022 and going forward can be evicted for non-payment of rent, whether it's due to COVID or not due to COVID. That tenant can be evicted. We'll run through a quick scenario. A tenant has stopped paying rent due to COVID-19. It could have happened anytime in 2021, 2022. They went ahead and applied for rental assistance and they're waiting on their money still. They have up to 18 months of back rent that can be paid, and they're waiting for those funds to come through, and it'll make them whole up through March 31st, 2022. So April 1st hits, that's the day I'm releasing this video, and the tenant is not able to pay April rent. In this scenario, that tenant under AB 2179 can be evicted. They can be evicted for not paying rent for April, even though they applied for rental assistance, even though they're waiting on that rental assistance. It's rolled over into a different category, a different type of eviction for non-payment of rent, and that tenant can be evicted. Now, if that same tenant who's waiting on that back rent and is theoretically going to approve, the money is going to go to the landlord. If they pay their April rent in May and June, they can't be evicted. So that's the big difference here. No matter what reason, if April rent is missed or rent going forward, tenants can be evicted. Landlords, make sure you reach out to your attorney before moving forward with this. And tenants, if you do receive any sort of notice, of course, reach out to lawhelp.org so that you have some legal assistance as well. Now, the last category, we talk about rental assistance. I threw this on here, a green line for money. Up to 18 months a tenant could receive to cover back rent, and it also could cover utilities as well. So that theoretically, the applications are stopping March 31st. As of watching this video, you can't apply anymore as a tenant or landlord. When I double checked the application before they shut it down, it didn't allow a tenant to apply for rent for April 2022 or going forward. But I did, after my last video, I asked you to leave in the comments below, and please continue to leave in the comments below. Let me know if you're being promised rent for April 22 or in the future. A few people I know, a great subscriber, Ed, who watches my channel, he let me know that he was approved for rent. Hasn't received it, but he was approved for April 2022 rent. He knows a few others that were. Let me know in the comments below if you've been approved for April 2022 rent, or at least they're in the application stages for it. So if you found this infographic helpful, make sure you subscribe to our free weekly email newsletter, because all our subscribers are going to get this and you can look closer at it. And if you have any questions, of course, leave them in the comments below. If you haven't watched it, make sure you check out this video, the first one we did on AB 2179, where we dove into some of the language in the bill. Thanks for tuning in. This has been Christian Walsh, real estate agent with Wire Associates, and we want to hear from you.